Good afternoon. Welcome to your weekly current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Egosa Agmalao. On this week's edition, under matters arising, we are looking at expectations from the second term inauguration of Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, and of course, his deputy, Comrade Philip Shaibu. The event took place today. A few minutes ago, they took the oath of office to serve the Edo people. I have very distinguished personalities with us today to dissect the topic and also to outline expectations. What do they expect in the second term of Governor Godwin Obaseki? The time of celebration, of course, will be over today. So the work expected of him must start. I have a very distinguished man of God, clergyman, and a former chairman of the NLC, Reverend Lu Aderigbibe. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
I also have with us a professor of law, and of course, a regular face on this program, but he's not been here because of COVID-19, but we are glad to have him now because COVID-19 has flattened. Professor Job Odion, nice to have you with us today.
Okay, thank you, Egosa, and good afternoon.
Okay,
Yes.
we also have a clergyman, and of course, a social commentator as well, an analyst, Dr. Emeka Ekuga. Nice to have you.
Thank you, Abulaho.
Okay.
You are blessed.
So, we'll start with Reverend Lu Aderigbibe. Now, the governor has been sworn in for a second term. He always carry along his deputy, Comrade Philip Shaibu. Both of them have they've taken the oath of office, they've been sworn in. What's your take on what has just happened a few minutes ago at the Samuel Gbemendia Stadium?
Well, what has just happened is that whatever you know how to do it well. And you must have vision. Not just come into a situation because you want to serve. You must have a platform that you want to serve. You must determine what you want to do when you are there. I think, let me first congratulate the governor and his amiable deputy, a committed person, a reliable deputy. He's one of the first most reliable deputy Nigerian governors I ever had. And let me congratulate them for today. And you can see, even though they want few people, there are many people there that still want to get entrance to the place. So I think we want to congratulate Obaseki for he has vision, he has a dream for Edo State.
Okay, we're going to come back to you. Let's get the thought of Professor Job Odion. The state governor has been sworn in. What is your take on these developments?
Well, thank you, Egosa. Let me also join the Reverend to extend my hand of thank God for their inauguration and wish them well in their second term in office.
Okay.
Congrats to them and to the people. We have a brand new governor. And of course, like we said, the celebration should be over, though we can't really determine that. We hope that it should be over in earnest, and then they should now get down to brass tacks and work assiduously to ensure that they improve on the state of Edo State. There are a lot of gray areas that need to be addressed. I'm sure as we proceed further, we shall address more of that, but we expect that this time around should be more of action, less razzmatazz and less propaganda, because people on the streets want to feel the impact of this government, especially those of them in rural areas. The campaigns, we saw a lot of things during the campaigns, a lot of eye-opening events and facts were revealed in the course of the campaign in various sectors.
Okay.
And so now that it has the opportunity of the second term is to address those areas that were overlooked, improve on areas that were addressed, and of course, set his priorities right. I think I want to stop it for now.
Okay, what's your opening remark, Dr. Emeka Ekuga?
Yeah, let me join faith with my father in the Lord here and the prof.
Okay.
To say congratulations to Governor Godwin Obaseki and his deputy, Comrade Philip Shaibu.
Okay.
Obedient deputy. And I want to say inauguration has taken place.
Okay.
It's not a child's play. He has been in the government, he has been working. To whom much is given, much is expected. And I also want to let him know that his campaign promises is not a joke.
Okay.
He's being back to the governor, to government house or Sadeba Avenue for the next 4 years is not a right, it's a privilege. And hence it's a privilege, he should be able to do what is expected of him. This time around, he should not look at anybody's face. They call him wait and see governor. He should also do better than what he did in the past 4 years.
Okay.
And I believe with all the supports of Edolites, both in diaspora and here in Nigeria,
Okay.
he will succeed. He will do better.
Okay.
I trust God for that.
Okay.
He's an intelligent human being. He's somebody who has focus, who has passion, and he should be driven with this godly spirit. And once he's not deviating, because I've seen so many, I've had so many, once they are privileged to have the second time in the office, you know, they begin to do things the other way around. But I don't believe Governor Godwin Obaseki will do things the other way around. I believe he's going to even improve on what he has been doing or what he did in the past 4 years.
Okay.
This is expectation.
That's other way around you are talking about. We are going to look at it on this program.
Yeah.
So that because you have just created a platform that some governors, after re-election, they do it the other way around.
The other way around.
In other words, what you are trying to say is that some will achieve so much in their first term to win the hearts of the people, to win the hearts of the voters.
Yes.
And once they are voted for a second term, they change gear.
They change gear.
Instead of ensuring development, they begin to do something else. But you have to tell us that something else later.
Yeah,
but let's get the thought of Reverend Oluwadere. Now the governor has been re-elected. And some persons believe that, oh, this governor, the people love him. So what do you think this governor should do in his second term to sustain that relationship with the people?
Well, I think what the governor should do first is to bring the able-bodied men and women that want to work with him
into his cabinet.
Because
he dissolved his cabinet yesterday.
Yes.
Okay.
It is not just anyhow.
Okay.
You should look at people. We are not talking about old men or youth.
Okay.
We are talking for those who are leaders. That's what is the problem of Nigeria. Nigeria is not looking for. Gowon was at the tender age what he was using another. But we need leaders, those who want to lead, people who are oriented, who really have the fear of the people, love of the people, and who have experienced suffering from the grassroots. So whatever you are, you should go and pick a formidable team who will not be yes sir or yes sir type of cabinet members. Those who can say the truth, who knows the truth, not those actually, like he has said, who want to look at the other way around. Those who have the spirit of let us share, we have been sharing. That should not be they should not be on board. And at the same time, those who know what is happening in the life of the Edolite, that no roads, security, and all that. Those are the people who have the feeling of the people at heart. It's not a matter of campaign. The campaign matter has ended. The fulfillment of campaign promises is what we are. And to fulfill it, you must have men and women, youth of your own dream, who can help you interpret your dream. Those are my advice to him for now, and so that I can get back to work immediately. And whatever he has started, which people class for him, which make people love him, and which make people to vote for him, he should first complete it, like roads and others. So with that, with a good plus policy that will cushion the effect of COVID-19, we've had a lot of COVID-19. That is yesterday. Today, now let us face 2020 reality. That is what I expect him to do.
Even in his inaugural speech, the governor actually outlined some of his plans, but we'll talk about it. Let's get the thought of Professor Dion.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you very much. Like we said, like they've all said, he needs to sit back now and in retrospect and review his first term. Okay. And like the scholar that you have to do some form of review of your past actions and inactions. And of course, I'm sure even in his deepest sober moment, he will know those areas he has not done very well, and those areas where he did so well that he needs to move on to. And for me, the first challenge now is to create enabling environment for him to work well, which is the political terrain. He needs to settle some political issues that were lingering in his first term. For example, he cannot claim to work effectively in his second term if he still cannot resolve the impasse in the House of Assembly, where he still has just 10 members of the House posturing at the House of Assembly. There are so many litigations on that going on and off and on, which will also cast a slur on his legitimacy as a governor, even in the second term, if he does not take steps to resolve that. So I think that should be a serious issue he should look at. I don't think he wants to be a way happy man again if he takes his executive list. By the time he starts penning name down for commissioners and others, he takes those same names again to a 10-man House of Assembly to approve. I think he needs to think about that seriously. And then secondly, he's in a new party now, and there are so many strange bedfellows he's going to come across. There are friends that he doesn't know yet. There are people that he's not quite close to. He's in a new party. He needs to also work assiduously to ensure that he picks the right persons. He can calm frayed nerves, so I don't disappoint persons there who also expect some level of, I won't say level of patronage, but some level of gratitude. It's natural. Human beings will always expect to be grateful for whatever help they have rendered to you. So he must balance both ends to ensure that he picks the good team, but at the same time, he does not forget his new party. So that the issues that felt in his first term, where you have the cluster of persons being disenchanted, should not also get ugly head. If it does, to also distract him in the second term, and probably worse than his first term. So he must also consider that. He must be broad-minded as a leader and accept every person as one. Then coming to policy framework, like I said before, now he needs to focus his government. I think the first term was more of a business model and trying to bring in companies to Edo State and bring in investment. Now, and a lot of MOUs were signed in that regard. We expect that second term, this business model will get to its fruition. The companies by now should be operating the modular oil refinery before election was said to be on course. The Osiomo power plant, I imagine, should be on course too. So we expect that all these business models that were planned in first term will by now be crystallized. So we don't want to hear about MOUs again this second term, because I'm sure some of us will not be too happy with that. We expect that these companies are functioning, they're employing our youths and those who are qualified to work. We want to see the fruits of these companies this time around. And then the issue of security. Edo State has witnessed an upsurge in insecurity, not just before the NSAS, but has worsened after the NSAS. I'm sure just at your studio now, we're watching the clip of 2 young men killed in what appears to be another round of intercult crisis. That is one ugly incident in Edo State that has to be addressed. I know my colleagues here will say so much about that. In fact, that should be our focal point, because if we don't have security in the state, all these developmental strides will be in vain. Will be in vain, and the so-called investors that we expect now to be on ground, even if they have commenced operations, they can still be scared away. So the issue of security, which is national, though, is national, but I think Edo State is not faring too well in that regard, because the incidences recorded in the last 2 or 3 weeks are quite mind-boggling. So, of course, I'm sure I won't want to go too deep into that. But okay. I think, by and large, like I said before, the temperature for governance must be at its optimal best, and that will mean settling down some squabbles that were on ground before the election, after the election. So I will post it.
Okay. Dr. Emeka, now you talked about when some political office holders, once they are re-elected, they seem to change gear. They seem to do it the other way around. Now, what do you want this governor to do in the second term that will actually make the people believe that he is on course for the development of Edo State?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to make this point clear.
Okay.
Mr. Governor, Obaseki has been in the government before today.
Yeah, for 4 years.
Yes.
He's been there.
And in his blueprint, as in his vision for the next 4 years, he said a mega agenda, which is making Edo great again. I think he should not throw that upside. Let me just react to this quickly.
Okay.
Then when I made statement that so many people, once they are privileged to get a second, so many governors, once they're privileged to get a second term in the office, they go the other way around. Of course, to their mind, they felt after governorship, whatever, are they going to continue again? No, but they should also understand that many of them would wish to go to the Senate. Many of them also would wish to, contest or serve as either a vice president or even as a president or as a minister. So I want to advise Mr. Godwin Obaseki to understand that his aims of serving humanity is not ending after being a governor. And if he can have this at the back of his mind, he has opportunity to serve in a better capacities than a governor. I am very convinced of that. Both him and his deputy. Deputy is a very young man. It was not last year, he just celebrated his 50th birthday. He's a young man and he has a great future. I want to advise them, they should not trade on the line of those who felt they have gotten the opportunity. Nothing is going to happen anymore. And for that reason, the promises they have made to the people of the state is no more anything to write to home or to talk about. My prof had just talked about security. You go to some villages now, the women cannot easily go to the farm and get food to put in the house. This area of security, he must do something about it seriously. And you talk about the court killings. He should also draw a line, draw a map, draw a diagram on how these things can be curtailed. And above all, you agree with me that most of them in their second tenure, what they do, the money they were supposed to use to work for the people, they now, amass it, take it behind, maybe take to abroad. Nobody cares, nobody knows, nobody will talk. Even when you talk, you will not be recognized. Nothing will happen. But he should not trade on that line. He is a man that has a conscience. And that is why we trusted him. That's why we believed in him. That's why we mobilized for him. He did well in his first tenure. He should do better this time around. He should not look at other governors and say, I must be this, I must get this, I must get that, I must get that. Whatever God has blessed him with is enough for him. Being a governor alone, I don't think he can begin to trek on the road tomorrow. It's not possible.
Thank you. We'll come back to you. Reverend Olu, even Lagos State Governor Sanwo-Olu has proposed now to ban pension for former governors,
ex-governors and
former governors and deputies. So, this governor, what do you really want him to do for the people?
Well, like my comrades,
yes,
have spoken well.
Okay.
On area of security and another.
Okay.
I want him to look completely. We cannot overlook security.
Yeah.
Believe it, people are now saying before now,
yeah,
that most of the forests in Edo State have been occupied by some people. Let him look into that to make sure that he work along with the police, with the military, to make sure, because if you go to Upper Sakumba, if you go to part of Lagos Street, many people, even part of Ishan, you find out that some strange elements, they are in the forest there. And we have police. Let him also raise up his own internal police. You can call it vigilante, you can call it, he raise up Wazibia or whatever. So if you increase on that,
okay,
to let us flush the forest. Because if there is no peace, there will be no production.
That's right.
It is when if we let him come and bring factories of any kind from anywhere in the world. If the people want to put their money in stake, they are not safe. They will run away. So I want him to look at security properly. Yes, we know what happened during the protests. That the hyenas and lions use the opportunity, because the SAR people, to end the SAR, they were not to go to prison to go and open. It is a determine somebody.
So it's a peaceful protest that the end.
But he himself should know that for prison to be widely open, for criminals to come out, it means that some people doesn't want him
to succeed.
To succeed.
That's right.
So he had to look which way forward. Nobody should teach him. He should not settle down to know those who are intelligent, to be able to work with him, to comb the forest, to bring in people without sentiment. No political party. There's no hunger. No political party. No hunger. No relation in hunger. He should go to the bush. He should send people. That's why we need. He should work with those who have the heart of lion, who really want to work. Because people, we are praising him now. They clap for him. When people want you to lead, they want you to go and commit suicide. So if you have the lion heart, you go ahead doing it. You don't care whoever is involved. Truth must be truth. Justice must be justice. You should go into that. Secondly, you see, if somebody is hungry, you don't know any relation. How he has said it a few days ago that the budget of this year have been increased. One, to employ more hands. More youth. When you are looking for more hands, we are talking about the more youth. There are many youth that have graduated for almost 10 years ago. They are roaming about the street. Let him bring them to the system. Wherefore, there will be opportunity for people to work. They will leave home and go to their offices, and even whatever it is, before you get salary, and at the end of the day, you leave your home and there's something in your hand. You will not think about evil. You should concentrate on employment of the youth. You should occupy the market men and market women. Like today, which area? I want the government to be very careful over taxation.
Okay.
Because
but you just mentioned it today about taxes, even in his inaugural speech.
Yes.
So you want to comment on that?
Yes, taxation, you should know who is collecting who. Local government will collect tax, state government will collect tax, state government will collect tax, federal government will collect tax. How in one company or in one shop, 5 people will collect tax from you. Are they in pains? It is true, we know what he is using the tax for. We've seen the road and all that. But when people bleed too much, they will faint. So you should look into the area of taxation. People are being overtaxed. If it's that, the private sectors that have employed workers, they will retrench them. Because they want to work according to their own budget as well. Many of them borrow money in the bank. And the bank are not reducing their interest rate. But then the government now is over taxing the people. Them. Then they are sweating. At the end of the day, whatever you think you want to relieve from the people, they don't cry. So I want you to, I'm not going against taxation, but they are being overtaxed. That we don't know when you are even going on the road. Some people, though he banned it in the last time, that when you are going, you see people carry stick on the road, they will collect revenue. The other one will go. We are almost getting back to what he has stopped. So this time around, you should be very careful. Up to those traffic warders, all those that are working in terms of like hooligans. He should tame them. Anything that will stain his name, because people love him and we want him to work according to the dictate of the people, that they will not regret voting for him. So let him look, one, the security of the state, both within not only the street, because for now, if you are going on the street, you are not careful. They use gun to collect your handset. People are now sleeping with one eyes open. I think immediately he settled down today, the area of security, who you want to work with, should be paramount so that we can move forward. Matter of a governor want to become a senator is an error, because that is why my friend said the other way around. The other one, let us say it factually, that the other way around, that they amass money that the person he took over from. At the first time, we were all jubilating, we have seen Messiah. At the second time, Messiah becomes Satan. Therefore, taxation, all the money, Agbero begin to collect money. You find out where people are now fighting. You see people are beginning to disobey governor. Why? Because they were the treasurer, internal treasurer that we did not know. And that is why, looking at that place, do another thing is they are amassing wealth, because if they leave, they want to take care of their son, their daughter, their girlfriends and others. So this man should maintain his integrity because he came out from a responsible home and he has proved to Edolite and to the world that is a wait-and-see governor. So his conscience is God in man. He should forget. He should not think about being a senator. Shaibu is still there. At least I've seen him with 20 years, and it's true. So let us everything does not end in elected offices.
Okay.
People will come and serve us without even spending your 10 naira. Time is coming like that. But let him, in his second time, encourage youth and bring youth into his cabinet and those also who have fear of God at heart.
Thank you very much. I think Reverend Lu Adegbigbe has said it all. But your closing remarks, Professor Joe.
Okay. It's an abridged version, really. Well, my closing remark would mean, let me just, I've mentioned the security that needs to rejig and work
You
on.
talked about an issue. Maybe you quickly need to comment on it again. You said there was political problem in his first term.
Okay.
Now, the House of Assembly that you talked about, the governor has said that he has already issued a proclamation letter that he cannot issue another one. Do you think he can issue another one?
As a lawyer, the matter is in court.
Those are legalisms. Those are legalisms which you are quite familiar with. I'm very familiar with those issues.
Okay.
I just said they should look at it from a political perspective.
Okay.
And so I can agree how
to make everybody happy.
He should follow
He should carry all of them along. Is that what you are saying?
He can carry along if it's so desired, but he needs a full comment of the House. There are 24 members, for now there are 10, they are in the minority. He needs to address that. So it's not about carrying people along or not, it's about doing what is legal and what is constitutional.
Okay.
So I can put his government in the right space, the right perspective. I don't rule with half of Assembly as it did. But let me quickly move to the issue in concluding, because I must address the issue of education. I think I thought we'll have enough time to pinpoint some gray areas he needs to address. I thought that, but since we're running up, I think education is very crucial.
Okay.
If you can tackle security, then education, those states is known for education.
Yeah.
Those areas, he was attacked in the campaign, and which he has not quite refuted. Closure of Kadolo and all that, the Polytechnic and all that, you need to address them. The subvention to AAU, and understand no more subvention to Yamo, the university debt. If you don't have power for two universities, it should be so addressed. But to stop subvention to schools, reduce subvention to AAU, that's my alma mater, for goodness sake. It's not too good enough. Schools in the rural areas don't have teachers. It was just during the campaign and during programs, even your programs are called Man Around Times. All these people calling and so this, you should look at the common man, the rural areas. Let not focus on Benin City or the urban areas and create an elitist posture of government. It's not true. There are those in the rural areas that need teachers, need basic educational facilities. So that should be his core issue. Now let's forget about these matters about corporate image and all that. Yes, they don't say needs corporate presence, but we also need the rural presence too. So there will be less urban drift.
Thank you. Your closing remarks, Dr. Okuba.
Yeah, let me quickly join faith with them.
Okay.
The governor needs to also create time to monitor things he has put in place.
Okay.
I think
that he should personally inspect his projects. Okay.
And not only that, I overheard, or I read it in social media, that he said since he become a governor, since he has been a governor, he has never fired or sacked any commissioner. That should not be an issue now. But if he can hire, you can fire. If anybody you've hired to work in this second tenure is not ready to help you deliver, be ready to fire. It has nothing, it's not anything wrong. Be ready. And then above all, I want to thank God for Bishop here, referring to the area of taxations. You see, look at coronavirus from March to almost September. October, November, riot, protest. And the same people that has been at home, the same people that has not been able to, trade or get something good at hand, are paying from one tax to another, to another, to another, even up to today. I think the governor should also look into this area, help the masses to trust and to believe him.
Thank you, Dr. Okuba.
God bless you.
The time is over. Just a quick one, Reverend Luke. Just a quick one.
Who they call thief never play with goat picking. And what I'm saying that is what he experienced now. There's old bottle a new wine in an old bottle.
Yeah.
So you need wisdom for a party hierarchies
That's right.
this time around, so that that we said so before. So it should be able to manage both the old and the new, so that it needs God's wisdom.
Thank you very much, sir. That's a great one. I know where Reverend Oluwadegube is going to. I hope you understand him as well. Well, I must commend my guest because today's program actually has been an abridged one because of the live telecast of the inauguration of the governor. I hope you understand. I've had Professor Joe Bodion, thank you very much. Reverend Oluwadegube, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
And Dr. Emeka Ekuga, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
And my viewer out there, I hope you've enjoyed today's program. Next week, we'll be looking at another national issue. Until then, do have a wonderful week ahead. Bye-bye.